How did you get started in this industry?
You know, when I got started in this industry, it really was by accident. I was so sick and tired of my results in my life that I kept searching for a mentor. And back when I was doing this, mentorship wasn't as readily to find as it is now. And what happened was I had a mutual acquaintance who connected me to my mentor, Bob Proctor. And Bob talked to me like I had never been talked to before. I had never seen somebody so confident and so direct that if I followed his direction, what would happen in my life? And I literally did exactly what he told me to do. And you have to understand, I did not believe it was going to work. I, for 3 years, had been trying different courses, was on YouTube, went to seminars, read 300 books, nothing had changed. So when he told me that if you do exactly what I tell you until you find out I'm a liar or I don't know what I'm talking about, I said yes just because I believed in him. I didn't believe in me, and he told me something that really changed my perception. He said, you don't have to know how it's gonna work. You don't even need to know that it's gonna work. You just have to believe that I believe I'm gonna show you how to do it. And that's what happened. And then I did exactly what he told me to do. And then within 3 months, him and I got super close, and he asked me, he said, why don't you do this? Why don't you work with me? We'll partner up. I will show you what to do. And then for 14 years, him and I were at each other's side by side, working it, constantly putting new ideas together. And I was constantly picking his brain. At this point, I knew this is what I was gonna do the rest of my life. And I would constantly pick his brain when he started with the Nightingale Conant. Like, what was he thinking? How did he implement ideas? And that's how I got in the industry, and it had been the best 14 years that I've ever had.
What was it like working alongside Bob Proctor?
Working alongside Bob Proctor was absolutely amazing. I think it takes a certain person to be able to do it. Him and I used to always say that because he was so direct and he would tell you how it is. And he would always tell me to win in life, you have to be mentally tough. He said, it's not for the weak. But he was so kind, and all he wanted to do was help you. And he just wanted to help people. He taught me more than any book, anything that I could have ever imagined. He taught me more based on experiences. He taught me how to serve. That's an interesting thing. Every time I share that, you think it's part of our DNA to serve. We're here to serve, but we've never been taught how. He taught me how to serve, how to leave everyone better off than you found them. He taught me how to never put limits on myself. This man had no limits. And anytime I'd start going into my paradigm, he'd say, no, stop. All we have to do is focus on what we want. And if you and I are focused on the same thing, everything will change. And he taught me how to study myself. He taught me how to really live. So it was the most amazing experience. And I was watching a master. I remember one time I was watching him film. He had a program called 6 Minutes to Success. And we were in Scottsdale, Arizona, where I live. And I said, can I come watch you? And I was watching a true master at work where he would record, and I mean, video after video after video with one cut. I'd never seen anything like it. And I said, how did you do that? And he said, studying. He said, once you do this long enough, it just becomes second nature. But I learned so much by watching him and by asking questions. And I could tell you it was something that I'm always gonna pay it forward, because I want to leave everyone better off and show them what he taught me.
How did you know this was your purpose?
Well, I didn't know this was my purpose at first. I was always second guessing myself. And I remember telling Bob, I said, what makes you think that this is it? He goes, Arash, this is your purpose. You can keep running away from it, but your purpose discovered you. A lot of people are trying to go find their purpose. You don't need to find it. It will find you. What you want to do is have a vision of how do you want to live. I talk a lot with my clients that I mentor. The first thing I work with them on is their philosophy. Because once you have a philosophy of your life, your thinking automatically changes to match that philosophy. Now the key is to discipline you. So once I discovered it through the mentorship that I was getting and my life was changing, I told myself all I wanted to do was teach this to people so people could experience what I experienced from the lows to the highs and then create it as your new paradigm.
What do you love most about helping people?
I mean, there's nothing better than watching somebody step into their new self and hearing the stories of the ripple effect it creates. But really for me, getting people who have been in adverse situations and fight their way out and understand that they can have whatever they want, there's nothing better. There's nothing better than watching somebody wake up, watching somebody become really in harmony with their desires. They become with integrity with themselves. Helping people is the greatest. I have seen people that I've coached go from 20,000 a year to a couple million within a few years. I mean, watching somebody make that big of a transformation, or watching somebody rebuild their self-image and now they believe in themselves explicitly. There's nothing better. And everybody's helped somebody in some way. Helping somebody is why I think we're on this planet, and that's what I'm going to do the rest of my life.
What's next for you?
Well, for me, once I did this, and Bob talked to me about this the last year of his life, and I always refer back to Bob because he changed my life so significantly. He knew this was going to be my next thing because he used to always tell me, you remind me so much of me. And he would tell me about when he left his mentor, Earl Nightingale, and went out on his own. For me, I created a company that is working with people all over the world, and we're going to continue to change people's lives. And I'm going to teach people what I was taught. The one thing is I have mentored over 40,000 people. I have worked with the greatest giant in the industry and learned how to help people. Voss Coaching Co. is going to really transform anyone's life who really wants to change. I have created such a diverse coaching program, from our group coaching to our one-on-one coaching to our group, our corporate training, to our wealth workshops. Voss Coaching Co. is going to be the best decision people make. And I know it because I have the experience, and I know that if anybody follows my process and Voss Coaching Co.'s process, they're going to change their life.